How about Korie Black, Connally High School, Oklahoma State, selected by the New York Giants with the 246th pick of the 2025 draft? And he joins us now on 365 Sports with Craig Smoke, Paul Catalina, and I'm David Smoke. There's a smile on your face. Can you explain what it has been like the last 2 or 3 days?
I can't. I'm still like, kind of shocked still. I'm just, going to like workout, and I'm just like thinking like, like I'm really like, in the NFL. It's like a dream come true. So, I'm just still like in the dream.
So, Korie, are you ready for the Big Apple? I mean, have you started thinking about New York stuff you're going to do when you get there, or right now is it just like, man, I got a defensive playbook to learn, I gotta figure all this out? Like, it's exciting to get to go to a completely new place than you've been in Waco or my God, Stillwater. It's very different.
Yeah, it is. Really, I just been thinking about just like getting to like work and just like learning the playbook and getting adjusted to everything. But then I'm a big food person. Well, like I like to try new foods or whatever. So I just been thinking about that. But other than that, though, no, I've been really just focused on getting to work and keeping my body right just for rookie mini camp.
Korie, you were not a drafted player, you're not signed to an NFL team 3 days ago, but now that you are, just like how life-changing is it to just live that and live what you dreamed of for so long and experience all this in the beginning of it all?
Yeah, it's like a dream. Like, like you said, just 3 days ago, I wasn't an NFL player. And now, now we're here and now I am. It's just like, it's like, it's unreal, just cause, how long, I've been working for this and, striving and, just wanting to get here and now I'm here. So like, really, it's kind of like a reset, the journey is just starting all over again. So it's good.
So we were in Frisco at the Pro Day, Big 12 Pro Day, and we were there a long, long time. And then we wrap everything up. I guess it was whatever that second day was, second or third day. And we're on our way back. And the defensive backs had been working later into the day than I think most people thought. And pop, someone runs a ridiculously fast 40. And that was someone named Korie Black from Connally High School in Oklahoma State. How did your life change after that?
It changed a little bit. It caught a lot of people's attention, which I kind of knew I was already going to run that. I was running those times in my like pre-draft training and stuff, so it wasn't new to me. And plus, I always knew that like I was fast, so it wasn't really new to me. But it caught a lot of people's eyes as well as like as like NFL teams and stuff like that. So yeah, it definitely shocked a lot of people.
Okay, when you go and you said you knew you were going to run it because you had been running in the 4.3s that whole time.
Yeah.
But you get up there to the line, like how much do you have to clear your head so you don't like, that one like 4.35 and 4.45, is not that big of a difference.
Yeah.
Like as
Yes,
far
sir.
as everything you do, you got to do it perfect. So how do you clear your head and go, I'm running 40 yards like there. How do you do that?
Really, it was kind of. I mean, was it that hard? It was kind of easy. Just every time I kind of just took myself back to like that my pre-draft training and everything that my trainer taught me was and it just kind of just all clicked at one time. Just just going through the whole process of the progression that I needed to go through, and then after that, once I started running, it was just that was it.
Nick Martin gets drafted. Colin Oliver gets drafted. Ollie Gordon,
Yeah.
and then yourself, man. What's that like to not only experience it yourself, but to see your teammates and just all four of you guys, man? You had the group text going. Like, how did all that kind of unfold this weekend?
Well, yeah, that's big. Just my teammates. The ones that I was with for 4 years, 5 years. Getting drafted. It was it was awesome to see. It was great to see. And they was drafted before me, so it was just like I was just happy for them. I felt like I was drafted, just because knowing each one of them and what they been through and stuff like that, and just finally seeing it pay off was a big thing. Nick Martin, is a a closer one just because we played each other in high school and stuff like that. So once he got to Oklahoma State, we will always talk about playing against each other and stuff like that. So just looking back and seeing like us in high school and now we're getting drafted was just real big, and it was awesome to see.
Korie Black went to Connally High School and then Oklahoma State, and now on his way to the NFL with the New York Giants.
I'm so
So
sorry. I don't know why my phone, like, I don't know what's going on.
no, you look great, and it sounds great too. So will you please let me know about you're a freshman at Conley, and
Mhm,
you're running a 400 meters,
mhm.
and yet you're so much faster than everybody else that you're basically jogging to just get yourself into the finals. And what did your father do, and what was that moment like?
It was like, I don't know. I mean, just being fast, it was just like, this is God given talent, kind of. I realized when I was a freshman, so it was just like, I'm running and like people are saying like you're not even running fast and stuff like that. I was just like I'm just running, but my dad being a track guy, him being excited and stuff like that, just seeing me being able to succeed in a sport that he played did. So it was just it's awesome for him to see like things like that.
Yeah, pushing you that even when you had it made to make sure you push yourself because you never know when
Yeah,
you're going to need that little extra, right?
yeah, you're right. Just like even when I felt like I made her or whatever, him and my mom and my older brother will always just remind me like, I still got a lot more work to do and stuff like that. So they try not to never, give me like too much praise or whatever, or they'll give me praise, but then at the end of the day they'll always remind me like, it's just getting started. So it's kind of like me getting drafted. I finally made the what I always wanted, but this is just the start. So it's a big thing for them to just always remind me that, and I appreciate them as well as my little brother. Just like him watching me and see the things that I do, it kind of always keeps me motivated. So it's good.
So you get the call from the Giants. Who was the first person you talked to?
Man, I can't even like remember. I was just like, cause once I got the call, I was just so shocked. I think it was the GM. I talked to the GM and then the head coach, but like, it was just all so fast, just cause like it was a surreal moment for me. So I was just like, and then I was like, I was in the top. I was like in my room or something like that, and so I walked downstairs in the Airbnb, and so it was just like, so like my whole mind was just like, I'm getting drafted. So like it was crazy.
Did you have any concerns once it started getting past 200, 225, 230? Did you? I know the people are working the phones.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that like, Korie?
It was kind of like a kind of just like a point of my like draft process where you just gotta trust for one, trust God, and then just trust the process as it's going. The draft is like, or my agent told me like before we even started this, it was just like it's unpredictable. Like things will happen. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people that you seen was projected to go such and such round or pick, and it didn't happen. They fell through or whatever. So it was just like a thing where just trusting God, believe, and keeping faith in Him, and then trusting my agent, and and it happened. Just I fell through. Lower than what I expected. So like that gave me a chip on my shoulder. But I'm blessed to be drafted. So I can't really ask for much more.
Were you in Austin watching the UT spring football workouts wrap up and watching Kobe? What was that like?
No, sir. I
Oh,
wasn't able to get there. I got down there Friday in Austin, so I missed his Thursday practice. But he told me that it went well. He met with some of his coaches, and they told him how good he was doing and stuff like that. So it's good to see that and hear that.
one thing, you were at Oklahoma State the whole time. We see
Yes,
now what
sir.
happens with the portal. And that doesn't
Mhm.
mean there weren't times when you wondered about was that where you needed to be, but you stuck with them and they stuck with you.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, how much of obviously made the best decision for you.
hmm yeah, it did. Just going through, like you said, times like that of, times I could enter the portal and leave or go somewhere else. The thing that I like really did appreciate about Oklahoma State was like my teammates and like, just that whole building and the bond that I had with all those people in there. That was a big thing that, really kept me around was just, that bond, that brotherhood with my teammates and stuff like that, to where, I didn't really want to leave those guys.
Korie, you're now about to be in the NFL. Has it hit you yet? Has it actually are you still kind of in a blurry type as fog or whatever?
Yeah, a little bit, because on my way to work out this morning, I was just like kind of thinking about it, like it happened, like it actually happened. But I don't think I'm really gonna like get that feeling until like I like down there, probably putting on a helmet or something like that, and then I'll probably when that's probably when it's really going to hit me the most. But I'm very grateful for this opportunity for sure.
You mentioned your agent. Obviously, he's got work to do to make sure all of his clients, you or whoever, get to where they need to go or in
Mhm.
touch with the right people. You're about to move to a different part of the country.
Yep.
What is all that like? How much of that is already being done right now?
Right now we're just like going through like the process because he has a few clients as well on the Giants already, so he already knows how the process goes, and then as well as just the Giants of how they do like how they run their organization. So he already knows. So right now we're just in the part where I'm getting ready for mini camp, rookie camp, and just getting there situated, and then he's taught I've know one of his clients, Trey Hawkins. He's from the
Mm-hmm.
Temple area, so I've been talking with him since a few months ago. So like I'm pretty sure working with him and being with him, he'll help me out with just getting adjusted with everything. So that's been it's been good for my agent too as well, just because it's a bit easier that he got people already there in New York, so they'll just be there to be able to assist me whenever I need to.
Korie Black, on your Twitter feed, it's
Mm,
pinned confidence in capital letters is the
mm,
stain they can't wipe off.
yeah,
Where'd you get that from?
that's a Lil Wayne verse. He's a rapper.
Yeah.
I heard it just one day. It was a while ago, and I really thought because like coming in to Oklahoma State and like it kind of like you can lose your confidence, at a point to where you come from being just the best player, the star of the city or whatever, and then you go to this brand new city by yourself. I'm 17 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and then I see a bunch of older guys that are better than me, or more mature, older, bigger, stronger, and stuff like that. That can really do something to your confidence. And so when I heard that lyric or whatever, it was just really like it reminded me like is a confidence is like something that you should never let anyone take away from you. You should always have it, no matter if you're at your lowest, your highest. But and that kind of comes from just believing in God and having faith in God. But like that's just something that really stuck with me and still is sticking with me now. I've grown since I've been at Oklahoma State. Over on the past 5 years, I've grown a lot. So that's just a big quote that sticks with me. So I'm gonna keep it on my Twitter for a while.
Well, you could use that now moving to New York. I mean, you're headed to like as big a city as you could imagine now,
Yeah,
right?
you're right. Yeah, it's a big change, big change from Waco or something like that, or Stillwater. It's a big change, like y'all said. But just having that confidence and just showing people that where I'm from and repping Waco in the city and stuff like that. It's gonna be big, so I'm ready.
I didn't ask you this. Have you been to New York before? Or I don't know if we
Yes,
brought that
sir.
up.
So
Okay.
um, last a few weeks ago, they brought me in for a top
Okay.
30 visit. So that was my first time ever in New York and being in New York City and stuff like that. It was a good experience, just being there, seeing like all the tall buildings and stuff like that, seeing all the people walking. It was a great experience.
Well,
The first 5 minutes off the plane and leaving the airport when
Mhm.
you've never been there is like, oh no, this is even more than I
Yeah.
realized, right? Yeah.
It was the airport was just so big and stuff like that, and just seeing everybody, I was like, whoa, like, because I've been to like kind of big cities before, like Houston, Dallas, and stuff like that, but nothing like New York though, for sure,
no,
nothing like.
it's a different deal, no question, and look forward to it. Enjoy all this, soak it in. When do you know when do you leave for whatever is next for the rookies to show up with the Giants facility?
So we show up May 8th, I want to say. So my flight would be next Thursday. So I'll
Okay.
be here to I'll be here in Waco till then, here in Dallas training and stuff like that. Still getting ready, and then yeah, Thursday will be go time.
All
Finally
right.
leave.
Congratulations, man. And
Yes,
Kobe's
sir.
doing
Thank you.
well down in Houston, at Austin, excuse me, for UT.
Yes,
Look,
sir.
look at that beautiful smile on your face. Korie Black,
Yes,
former.
sir. I appreciate y'all for having me.
You too, man. Have fun. Enjoy the moment. Korie Black, Conley High School with the cadets, and also he, of course, played with Oklahoma State, and now he is headed to the National Football League. What a great story.